Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Hope we're all having an incredible day today and we're all doing well. Before this video begins, I want to say I am not sponsored to do any of this. Everything I'm saying is purely coming from me and my experience playing this game. I've not been endorsed by the developers or anything. This is purely my own honest review of this game. So the game I am talking about is Enlisted. You may have seen this on YouTube adverts. I've been bombarded with adverts for this game on YouTube videos, and I decided to give it a try. I'm getting a bit sick and tired of Siege recently. I feel like that game is getting very neglected. I really don't like the state it's in, and I wanted to try something new, and I'm like, you know what, I'll give this a try. I've seen the adverts everywhere. It seems interesting, and I want to try an FPS from a company I've never played from before. So I decided to install the game on my PC. I want to make you guys aware that this game is only available on Windows, Xbox Series X/S, and the PS5, so this is not available on last generation consoles, only the new generation of consoles. And on PC, and if you do not own a PC or any of the new generation of consoles, then there's a high chance that you won't be able to play this for a little while, because on PC it's quite hard to get a graphics card at this current state in time, and we all know how hard it is to get a PS5 and a new Xbox at this time. So I thought I'd make this for people who maybe don't even have access to this game, because like I said, all the systems it's available on right now, graphics cards are, in a shortage, and the new consoles are in a shortage as well. So I installed this game and gave it a try, and I've been playing it for just over a day now, so I've not been playing it long, but I am actually very impressed by this game. I guess the most obvious thing that you can compare it to is EA's Battlefield games, where you have quite large maps with some vehicles and aircraft and stuff like that, and they're all true to the World War II time period. So if you are a fan of, more realistic time set eras of shooters, this one doesn't have like stim pistols that someone, gets shot in the back and they stim themselves and run around the corner and do a 360 no scope. It's nothing like that. It is quite realistic when it comes down to the weaponry and the vehicles that people can use. You can also like climb walls and stuff like that. You can't do stuff like insane like climb an entire building. You can just jump over walls and like stand on walls and climb onto roofs and stuff like that, but you have to actually find a route up there. It's not like you can just run really fast and then jump on an unrealistically high building. You have to kind of find like a path where you can like jump on this wall to that wall and stuff like that. So gameplay wise, it does feel like quite realistic for that time era. Obviously it's a video game, there's a lot of stuff that's still going to be unrealistic, but there's nothing insane like massive like exo jumps or stim pistols that put you instantly to 100 health like nothing's happened. Stuff that you have at your disposal is quite realistic, and it's nothing too over the top. Your weapons, your grenade, your knife, medkits as well to heal yourself, and they do take quite a long time to do that as well. It's not something like you can just like jab it in your arm and you're back at full health. It does take time. You are vulnerable. One of the things this game does, which most games that have open wide maps, is it throws in some AIs on both teams just to kind of give the map more life and have more players there. This is nothing new in games with large scale maps like Star Wars Battlefront, for example. I loved that game, both the first one and the second one. There was a lot of players in those matches, but there was also a lot of AI running about as well, and they kind of just counted for like free kills. They didn't really do much and stuff like that. They were just kind of there to be shot and just to kind of add a bit more action to the game, and I had nothing against that. I think it's much cool rather than having just random players everywhere. You've also got some AIs to keep that action going in between the spaces where there aren't some players. But what this game does well is the AI actually have a meaning in this game. So in this game you actually have your own squads on each team, so you're still working as a team with a bunch of people, but by yourself you have your own squad, and they all have like different weapons. You can train them up, you can give them new items that you can bring into the battle and stuff like that. So the AI actually have a purpose, and basically how it works, you pick which one in the squad you want to play as, and the other ones come in as AI and they support you. They shoot, they get killed and stuff like that. And the really cool thing is, once you get shot and injured, you have an option to heal yourself, which takes about 8 seconds if I'm not wrong. But you can also switch to an AI, even if you're injured or if you get killed. You can switch to one of those AIs on your squad, and then now you're playing that AI with their own weapons, with their own items and stuff like that. So it's very cool like that, and it gives AI in this game a meaning. If you keep all your AI alive and you're pushing deep into the enemy's bit, you're trying to take a zone, if you die and you still got an AI alive, that's fine. You just switch to that AI, which is like 2 meters away from you. Now you're playing as them, go get the kills as them and stuff like that, and continue your assault as your own own squad. If all of the members in your squad get wiped out, whether if you're playing as them or not, because remember, when they're still in AI, they can still get killed, you'll have to go spawn back at your own base or some objectives which have already been captured. So it does actually push you back when your AI squad members get killed, because you can't switch to them. Therefore, once they're all dead, you all have to go back to a spawn point, which is kind of in your base and further away from the objective which you're capturing, obviously giving the enemy more time to, you know, recapture or set up more defense. I just personally really like this system, because rather than just random AIs running about just being free kills and stuff like that, when I kill an enemy's AI, I am also hurting that player as well, because I am limiting them from being able to respawn in that heat of the action. I'm taking away one of their squad members, which is helping them. Even though they are an AI, they still shoot, they still help them. I'm taking away that from them, and I'm taking away that chance for them to play as them when that person they're currently playing as dies, setting them back, giving me more of an advantage to push into that objective, take it, and win the match. I just think that's such a great thing to incorporate AI like that and actually have a meaning in games like this, because like I've said repeatedly in this video, a lot of AIs in games are just there to be killed, not much, just to add more depth into the match, whereas AI in this game actually has a reason to be there, they have a reason to be around you, and you know, there's a reason to kill them as well. So it's very fun, and the maps are quite great as well. One of the most iconic ones obviously is the Normandy beach. You know, you see this in a lot of World War II games and stuff like that. It's a very iconic battle, and they've done it well. You've got the beach, you come off the boats and everything, you've got all like the barbed wire and all the defenses, there's mounted machine guns and all that, and all the bases and stuff like that. And when you're actually attacking from the beach, it is hard to get up there. It's not impossible, but it's hard. I've had moments where like there was like a tank or a car in front of me and they were just holding the angle, and I basically had to crawl through the trench to get back there and try and maneuver myself around that car, to the point where I had to like kind of go in this blind spot, jump over it, and I managed to actually get over like past it and get a few kills on the enemies as well, because you can turn the tides like that. There's a bit where I managed to push up on Normandy and I managed to get into one of the enemy bases, take control of one of their LMGs, and I mowed down a bunch of players in AI just standing in their base with their backs turned, and I managed to mow a bunch of them down, get a bunch of kills, and help my team push further on up the beach and win the match. Before I kind of wrap this up as well, I want to talk about like the time to kill and just the whole shooting mechanics in this game as well. It's not bad, it's actually really good. I genuinely really love the time to kill in this game. It's not like when you get the first shot on someone in other games and, you know, you just kind of outplay them. You shoot them, you get a hit marker, they go hide behind cover, heal up, and then it's kind of just like, you know, what happens now? They have just as much of a chance, even though I was in a better position and I got the first shot on them. It doesn't really matter. In this game, when you shoot a shot, most of the time you get that kill on the first shot. You know, there's nothing like... There is hit markers, I won't lie, there is hit markers, but they're based on distance. You know, my rifle at close range was one shot on everyone. I was getting the first shots on them, stuff like that, peeking around corners, getting those first bullets, and it was a, you know, 100% kill rate at that close range, which was very good because I was getting the first shot. I want to be able to get that kill. At the long range I was using it, I was starting to get hit markers and stuff like that, because there's snipers for that, you know, sort of distance. Doesn't mean you can't kill someone like that, but you're going to be getting hit markers at that range. But when you're using weapons in their correct, you know, like distance, it works very well, because like I said, you use the rifle at close range and, you know, you get those one-shot kills repeatedly when you get those first shots. And when you're using a sniper at long range, you're getting those one-shot kills as well. So it's definitely... This game's more about, you know, getting those first bullets, reacting faster, holding those angles, rather than some other games where even if you do get the first shot, someone jumps around the corner and instantly heals. That was one of my big issues with Black Ops 4. The 150 health in that game was god awful. You'd, you know, shoot someone like 3 times, they jump around a corner, stim themselves, and they'd be back at 150 health. The time to kill in that game was so awful, which it was just so unsatisfying to shoot people in that game, because it was just, they're not going to die anytime soon. So in this game, when you actually get rewarded for getting those first shots, it's satisfying and it wants me to play more. It wants me to be able to react faster and get those shots before the enemy does. So yeah, closing thoughts on this game, you should give it a try, because I actually think I forgot to mention, it's free. It costs nothing. You can get it on Windows, Xbox and PS5 all for free. So just try it out. There's nothing stopping you. Like I said, there's no paywall. You go in, if you don't like it, just delete the game. No money out of your pocket. At least you're able to give it a try and know that you don't like it, rather than, you know, wasting 60 bucks on a game which you then don't go into like, and you're thinking, oh, I just wasted so much money. This game's free. You know, it's fun in my opinion. A lot of people seem to think it's fun as well, and you may go on to enjoy it. So it's, you know, there's kind of not a downside just to giving it a try. You either pay nothing and hate it, or you pay nothing and you find a game that you really love and you're going to enjoy for a long time. But yeah, that was my review of Enlisted. I definitely think you guys should check it out if you guys do have the chance. Maybe I'll make videos on it if you guys are interested in that. I just want to make this review because I have been playing it, and I think more people need to know about it, and just, you know, maybe the people have seen the advert and they're like, I don't know if I want to try this or not. So if this video did help you, be sure to drop it a like, subscribe if you're new, and I shall catch you all in the next video. Have a great day, stay safe, I love you all, peace.